All right, so this is a Done with Teacher worksheet. Make sure that you're looking at handout 4 on multi-step equations. Now, these notes I did leave on the top of your worksheet. First thing you want to do when we're solving multi-step equations is to combine any like terms. And then your second step is to isolate the variable to solve equations. All right, so the first thing we have here is Calvin goes shopping over the weekend and buys a pair of shoes, a t-shirt, a pair of sunglasses, a hat for $9. The shoes are twice as much as the shirt, and the sunglasses are half as much as the shirt. The total cost of his purchase is $65. So we need to make an equation in order to find out how much all of these items are. So I can tell right now the easiest thing is my total cost. So everything he spent for everything was $65. So that's after my equal sign there. I also see that they gave the cost of the hat, which was $9. But that's about it. Everything else is unknown. I don't know how much the shoes are, the shirt are, or the sunglasses are. But they didn't mention much about the shirt. So since they didn't say much about that, I'm just going to call that a single variable of S. Now the shoes are twice as much as the shirt. So since this is 2 times as much, that's going to be represented by 2S. And the sunglasses are half of the cost of a shirt. So I'm going to represent that by saying 0.5S. Now you could use 1/2, 1/2, that's fine as well. So now I have my equation, 2S plus S plus 0.5S plus 9 will give me a total of 65. So I'm going to combine my like terms, okay, because that's the first step here. We have 2 plus 1. Don't forget there's a 1 in front of that S. That gives me 3. 3 plus 0.5 gives me 3.5S. All right, so all the ones with variables have been combined. Now I have 2 without variables. Let's combine those. But because they're on opposite sides of the equal sign, I need to move this 9 over here. And in order to do that, I take the opposite. If I'm adding 9, now I need to subtract 9. 65 take away 9 will give me 56. All right, so that is my equation. And now I can go ahead and solve. Since I don't have a constant, I only have a coefficient, I'm just going to go ahead and deal with the coefficient. These are being multiplied, so I'm going to take the opposite of multiplication, and I'm going to divide each side by 3.5. These are going to cancel, and my S equals 16. Now I have to think back, what was my S for? What did I put the S for? Oh, that was for the shirt. So my shirt cost $16, and you want to use a dollar sign since we're talking about money. Now that I know the cost of the shirt, I can find how much the shoes and sunglasses were. The shoes are 2S, which means 2 times the cost. So I'm going to say 16 times 2, and I'm going to get 32. The sunglasses are half the cost of a shirt. So I'm going to take 16 and cut it in half, and that means these were $8. Now, just to verify that we did everything correctly, a good rule of thumb is to always go back and check your math. So since everything has to equal 65, I'm going to say 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 9, it should equal 65, and it does. So we know we did it correctly. All right, let's look down here at 2. Now, number 2, I'm going to go ahead and combine my like terms. I have 4x plus 4x equals 8x. I'm going to bring down my plus 14 and bring down my 38. All right, I have a constant of 14. The constant needs to go first. I'm going to take the opposite of adding 14 because I'm moving it to the other side of the equal sign, and I need it to zero out. So 14 take away 14 is 0. I'm going to drop down my 8x. And now I have 38 take away 14, which is going to give me 24. Now at this point, a lot of you can look at this and go, oh, 8 times what gives me 24? And you just know that x equals 3. In class, you guys were to do number 3. So go ahead and give that a try. Pause the video if you need to. Number 4. Number 4, I see that I have 2 constants, so I actually need to combine those 2 first. So I'm going to drop down this 1/2 b. 8 minus 10 gives me a -2. And I'm going to bring down my 6. So now -2 is my constant, and I need to get rid of that. To get rid of that, I take the opposite of -2, which is to add 2. Those cancel. I'm going to drop down my 1/2 b. And 6 plus 2 gives me 8. Now, since my numerator here is a 1, I don't really need to divide and then flip its reciprocal. I could just go ahead and multiply out this 2. If I multiply out this 2, I cancel this, leaving me with a 1b, which is just b. But what you do to one side, you do to the other. So 8 times 2 equals 16. All right. Now, you guys were to do 5 and 6, 7 and 8 in class. And then we will all go over 9 and 10 later. But first, I want you to give those a try. This is the only worksheet in the packet that does have a summary that you need to do. So there is one summary in this whole packet, and it lands right here. So give the rest of this worksheet a try. And again, we will go over 9 and 10 on how to set those up in class. But I believe you guys could easily figure it out, so I'm going to let you give yourself a challenge there. So this will end this video tutorial.